darts away, doesn't come back with anything. Abell on the left, or in the blue, I should say. No jab, he walked right in. Oruh couldn't connect solidly. Sloppy fourth round.
It was. Abell reached there and looked pretty amateurish in doing so.
I know, one punch, but I'm getting
Deep breath, son. Hey, sit on. You ain't even getting fucking worked up here.
You got him going backwards. Don't stop. Stay right on his ass because he's going back. You're letting these body shots go because he's going back like this. And then you're pulling back and looking at him like something's supposed to happen.
Actions from round 4, it was minimal. At least Teke Oruh with the right hand, because Abell was, both his gloves were down, and he looked like he wanted to push Oruh off him to get a little distance, and he paid the price. Later in the round, watch Joey Abell. It's like he decides that he's going to throw the 1-2, regardless of where his opponent is. His opponent wasn't anywhere near him.
And it works every time. And you're moving to your right, keep moving to your right. He can't touch you at all going to your right. You worked out with Davis. Do it.
I love that right hand from Teke Oruh. I'm going to get carried away, Steve.
Singular there. You the right hand, there was one.
Neutral, Joey. Neutral. Take your time. There's no rush. Just take your time. Get it all the way around that bottom there, too, Inspector. Thank you. This next one's going to go next round.
You want it now?
Yeah, no. Time in.
Ready to go, round 5.
Stevie Smoker a week ago doing the Cotto Mosley fight at Madison Square Garden. A week later, he's in St. Lucia. Not bad.
He's done some interesting fights lately. The Patlick,
that's right, and he did a beautiful job in that fight.
We've worked with him a lot. Like what we see. Ah, there's that right hand from Oruh again.
Nick asks, and Teke delivers.
Well, let's see more. Maybe it'll get Abell full of fight here. He's circling, circling, circling. No jab from him. So how does he react to that, or do any kind of adjustment, Steve? I haven't seen any adjustment from him.
No adjustment, and the next body shot landed or thrown in this fight will be the first.
There it is.
Teke listens to us. I like that. More fighters should do that. Well, this is round 5. We're not at the halfway mark yet. I'll give these guys a little slack, but after this round, second half of the fight, I want to see somebody try to take charge.
Yeah,
Steve, you guys established himself in that regard.
Abell's just not letting his punches flow at all. They're hammering to the body. But again, 17 wins, 17 KOs. This is a different story in Teke Oruh tonight. Oruh unbeaten. Neither guy really taking charge.
Teke's beginning to land that right hand for 2 reasons. A little less foot movement from Abell, although he's turning now. And also his hands are low. Hey, Joey Abell's holding his hands low. And that's why Teke's landing the right hand.
He's really going for that right. Now he goes upstairs. He tried probing to the body with it. He's not jabbing behind it, which is forgivable against the left-hander. But it's still the single shots. There's no right hand, left hook from him. And Abell, we've seen nothing offensively for a couple of rounds now. He'll leap in and then turn. Now his hands are dropped, as you said, Steve.
Too much movement, too much dancing, Nick.
I'm with you, Steve. These are heavyweights, baby. There, Abell finally stringing shots together.
He's going to have to do a lot more in 30 seconds if he wants to win this round, because he's way behind.
Well, you're right. Approaching halfway, you said going in, Steve, it would be important for Abell to start strongly. He did, but if he's fading and losing these rounds, it's starting to look like Oruh a little bit more and more.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, what a place to be, huh? I would have come last week if I could have, Steve. We're in St. Lucia, one of the Windward Islands and the Caribbean. Beautiful place, wonderful people. The hospitality has been outstanding. And boy, they love their sports here. This is a cricket stadium. They've never had a nationally televised sporting event other than cricket.
You understand me?
Tonight
when
it's
you
boxing.
Need to put pressure on. You let him control the whole tempo. You know? Keep your D up. You know what? If you blocking his D, but you got
Actions from round 5. Teke Oruh again. Joey Abell not getting his hands up. Teke stepped in with that punch and punched at
but
the
you
right
got to get him more
range.
punches now. All right? Nigeria, and block.
Remember where you come from.
6th round now. To talk about Abell, he's got to put some pressure and test Oruh's chin, Steve.
Well, this is a guy, we know he's gone past 4 rounds only once. Is he going to retain his power in the second half of this fight? He may need it because it doesn't look like right now that he's going to be able to outbox Teke Oruh the way he did the first 2 of the first 3 rounds.
Now, I don't know about retained power. I want to see some power from Abell. He's a big guy. He's got to get dialed in because Oruh is getting more comfortable as the rounds click on. Not that he's fighting great. And it's Oruh, though, running into Abell's way by going right rather than left. So he's not scared of that left hand from Abell simply because Abell hasn't thrown it.
Hands up, guys. Come on.
Waiting for somebody to take charge here in this heavyweight fight. I don't think you need pulverizing knockouts, but people want big guys who can take people out, Steve.
No doubt. We're in the second half of the fight now. These fighters should not be as conscious of trying to go the 10-round distance as they were in the first half of the fight. You have to know it's close on the cards. Fight's there to be taken, fight's there to be won. And the reputation as a heavyweight prospect is there to be gained. If one of these guys can win. But as I said at the top, Nick, the win isn't enough. When you're young, you have to win impressively. If you want to be a heavyweight prospect, you got to win impressively. So far, hasn't happened for either guy.
Now that left hand finding a home behind the jab, so Abell able to show that jab a little bit, and then he could time his left off it. He's done it twice. And there in the exchange, Abell getting mean too.
Counter right hook, nice punch from Joey Abell.
Abell circling right, and boy, he's taking the bait over. Now Oruh trying to go left, and Oruh seems to have backed up. He's having a bad go of it 2 minutes into the 6th.
Hands up.
So it's good to see Abell come to life from a competitive angle here. And as you say, Steve, a very close fight.
The fights changes strategically round after round, which is not unusual for heavyweights, as we know.
Well, at least you're glad to see somebody trying something different, and Abell finally trying to work at least off that jab to set up the left. There's the right hand again from Oruh, but single shots again. No left hook. There's the right hand. Can't fault that as Oruh drills it. But the single shot power not enough, Steve.
It's about the 3rd round in this fight where Oruh landed one clean right hand and nothing else the whole round. Make it 2.
He just took this round, didn't he?
They're heavyweights. With one punch, he could take a round. Doubled his output.
Put your head over the bucket, son. Okay?
You got to pick it up, man.
I know.
You're going behind now. Why do you hit him and then back up? I don't know. Can you hear us yelling? You hit him 2 shots in his body, so why don't you don't throw a hook? You got to start throwing combinations. You're going to slow him down and take him out. He's not doing anything to you.
Got it? Get the fuck with it now.
He's only got 4 rounds left to do it. You got to get him out of there. Can you do it?
Yep.
Promise? Deep breath. You ain't even breathing heavy. You ain't working. You got to get out and work, man.
Go back his ass up and beat him up.
You know, some trainers have different buttons they could push, but Ron Peterson said, "Will you promise me you'll do that?" With 4 rounds left, you got to get meaner. We've had Ron before. Nice guy, good trainer. But again, it's not. He nailed it, Steve. It's not as if Oruh is hurting him, discouraging that much. Abel's got to be a little less cautious. And there, finally, there's a follow-up hook. That's the first one I've seen from Abell.
Yep. And that was the best jab he landed before that hook. That was the best jab he's landed all fight.
Close fight. How do you have it, Steve?
57-57.
Oh boy. Every round's been close. Abell early, then he drifted a little bit and came back. It's really been one-note song from Teke Oruh on the right, his right hand. We haven't seen the left hook from him. We haven't seen the right hook from Joey Abell. Oh, and that's not what's called a slip.
Good call by Smoger. Teke did slip, but if it had been a punch, that would have been a knockdown because the ropes clearly kept Oruh up.
It seemed that he was hit as well by that left hand from Abell.
It's a good round for Joey Abell. Landed a body punch, a jab. Only with heavyweights do we remember individual
Exactly.
punches.
Oh, man. Trying to let his hands go now. Oruh covering up. Oruh seems to be a little unglued by what happened. He's trying to feint his way into the combat zone, but doesn't come in punching. Looking to just land that right hand. No hook behind it again. There on the way out, Oruh tried that left hand.
Come on, Teke! Keep on going, Teke! Keep on going!
Everybody waiting here. Sweeping left hand from Abell.
Slow sweeping left hand.
Abell tried to jump Oruh and landed that finish up left hand. Oruh missing wildly here. Again, this fight deteriorating into sloppiness in the 7th. Maybe a style clash up, tentativeness on both parts. Both guys hurt.
I agree. And the fact that Abell is still able to move fairly well while he's fighting very cautiously, I'll grant you that, is impressive because he's had a bunch of very quick knockouts. He's clearly trained well for this fight. And remember, he's a 2-week notice sub.
Well, it's good to see the merit in that. I just don't think Oruh's climbing all over him to get him out of any kind of comfort zone.
Teke's one, he's a one-trick pony. It's that right hand, so he's got.
You see, you try to put too much power on that counter, he done gone on you. You understand what I'm saying, man? He done gone on you. You understand what I'm saying, man? Look, you got to give me more combinations now. But I know he's moving on you, so you got to keep your hands up and you work. You understand me? When it comes, you got to work real fast with him. Got to give him combinations. They got to be fast.
Come from me, man.
Huh?
It's come from me.
Yeah. Well, you understand what I'm saying, man?
Action from round 7. Steve Smoger doesn't get to look at the replay, but we do. Yeah, that's a good call. I mean, if anything, Abell landed a slap. Certainly the reason Oruh, watch their legs. The reason their legs didn't really lock there.
He was just off balance,
Exactly.
but he did get hit.
He put himself off balance.
Make sure you
more
block,
than
so
the
you
punch
drop
did.
your hands now. You understand me?
We're in the 8th. Neither guy has ever been past 6. Tonight they are, and somebody's got to, again, take control of this fight because it's there for the taking, Steve. Abell in close now. He's in a little tight, and Oruh just trying to feint, flick the jab.
Well, if Abell's going to fight this kind of fight, the worst thing he can do is get closer to Oruh if he's not going to punch.
Right.
You know, if you're going to be busy, that's a different story. But Oruh's not going to land that right hand if Abell keeps moving his feet.
Abell's playing it very safe, very safe. And Oruh's work rate has been nothing to brag about. Trying the jab, trying to set up the right hand right to the body. Well, I would pay money for a hook from either guy.
Step, push
Say it
your
louder,
hands up,
maybe.
coming out.
I would.
Yell it. Teke listened to you before.
No, either guy.
Well, you know, I don't know how to sell Joey Abell right now. You know, how do you sell the guy when he's got 17 KOs and 17 wins? You sell him as a puncher. But again, if you saw him for the first time tonight, well, he's boxing. He's not trying for any knockouts.
Right. It's a tough one. Abell on the left and Oruh backing up now.
Abel's hands very low.
Oruh just looking to land the right. And there, good counter punching from Abell.
But every time Abell lands a significant shot, he backs off. No follow-up attack.
Single shots from both guys.
We talked at the start, Nick, about confidence. Maybe Abell lacking it a little bit. Maybe Teke Oruh a little bit sparring partner mentality.
Yeah, you said it.
You know, he sparred with Klitschko, he sparred with Tyson, he sparred with everybody. Sparring partner mentality, you try to win, you try to just work.
I can't understand it because it's not as if Abell is any of those guys. I'm not disparaging him, but this fight is there to be won. I don't know what Teke Oruh is hesitant about. Abell's never really rocked his world. But he's letting Joey Abell control the pace and range of this fight, and Abell's doing a decent job of it. As you said, boxing.
Hey, you don't have to love the way he's fought, but he's been consistent in his approach. And you know what? It's working because Oruh's letting it work.
He is. So the left chopping left from Abell. Oruh coming back with nothing. Again, nothing. He's taking shots on the gloves, not countering. Now Abell trying to follow up with that left behind the jab, closing out the eighth. He's been the busier guy, probably took the round.
I think so.
Good left hand from Abell before the bell.
ShoBox returns in 2 weeks to close out our 2007 season. Undefeated Alfredo Angulo makes his second ShoBox appearance and faces the most difficult challenge of his career in battle-hardened Archak Termelexitaean. Then crowd-pleasing James Kirkland returns to ShoBox for a fourth time to take on Alan Conders, who scored a spectacular knockout on the show earlier this year. Join us Friday night, November 30th at 11 Eastern and Pacific, here on Showtime.
Wake up, baby. You understand me? Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. Huh? You got to pick the pace up with him and make sure you don't get hit. Hook off your D, but you got to let your hands go. You fight off the D, son. You block, you come back with a shot right away. Do you understand what I'm saying, me? Huh? Double right hand.
Fight slipping away perhaps from Teke Oruh. How do you have it, Steve?
77-75 for Abell. Giving him the last 2 rounds.
I have as well. Abell in the blue, doing most of the boxing, but man, his punch rate way down. Able to just dance and not even stick and move. I want to see some stick.
Oruh looks like he doesn't have a hint of how to fight a southpaw. Let's be honest, he really doesn't. There are very few heavyweight southpaws. I count only 7 of them who've ever fought for the title.
Now,
in history.
Good job of letting Oruh run into shots. You still don't see where Abell is this big, dangerous guy where Oruh's got to be that careful. I don't mean to be careless, but put some pressure on, Steve. And as you said, it's maybe difficult to try to close the gap if he's abandoned his jab and he's just trying to throw that long right hand and coming up short. Put a little movement on him. Try to box with him.
Teke's waiting his way to a loss.
He is. There's the combination. 3 shots from Abell. Oruh just not letting his hands go.
Stop sitting around, get the damn work. Get to work. Get to work.
At this point in the fight, Nick, I think it would be unrealistic to expect Joey Abell to explode with the kind of offense, one-punch power.
Right, and Oruh finally got Abell's attention with a right hand.
Maybe Oruh will explode with one-punch power.
Somebody. The crowd finally getting into it again. They've been very patient here in St. Lucia. Now Oruh trying to land that right repeatedly, and Abell, same pattern as he moves to the right. but not really lining up Oruh for his power left hand. Hands are low. Oruh was walking in with his hands up, not punching. You're right, Steve. There's a hesitancy from Oruh, like, should I catch and counter? Should I catch? What should I do?
And the only punch he's thinking about is the right hand. I haven't seen him throw a hook or a jab the whole fight, or a body punch.
Abell letting his hands go a little bit and winning this round, and it's a critical one.
Jumps on him. He's got to let his hands go. He's got Abell backing up. Abell trying to fend him off with that left hand, but he's hurt. He's got his legs under him, though. But look at his under the right eye of Abell. He's hurt. But he comes up banging. Now both guys finally full of fight as we close out a spirited 9th round. Suddenly.
One round to go. Can you do it?
Action from round 9. The right hand of Teke Oruh, it's been his only weapon. That one didn't do too much damage, but this one, wow. I mean, not only is that enough to win the round,
Here we go.
we got one round left. It might be enough to win the fight. We'll see.
Last round, son. You got gas left.
Last
I
one,
see
baby.
it in-
Touch him in the center. Come on.
Yeah, yeah.
You can get him.
Go back to the D and put pressure on him.
Touch him in the center.
Look. Go back, put the D on, put pressure on him and fight him.
Don't stop.
Got the ice pack on his back.
Ice pack. Ice pack.
Can you get him out of there?
Go to you, Tiki. You're the goddamn loser.
Move the head.
Let it go, Tiki. You're the goddamn loser. Tiki.
Hey, last round, the 10th. He got a bite down. Let's see if Abell goes in defensive mode or if he goes for it. Oruh certainly has to go for it. He could get what we think is a draw out of this if he wins this round, right, Steve?
That's the way I have it. I have Abell ahead 1 point. You know what? These two heavyweights moving up in class, they haven't really been tested in their careers. Well, they're both going to have to show a little bit of heart this round in the 10th. Show us more in 1 round, Nick, than they really have shown in 9.
That's biting down. And now we see Abell trying to do exactly that. He's not just in full retreat. Oruh trying to line him up with that right hand. As we said, one-trick pony, one-note song. That's all we've really seen from Teke Oruh. Probably 6, 8, maybe 10 right hands this entire fight. Nothing else. Now Abell winning in the 12th, winging away there. Nothing coming back. But a critical 10th round. He can win this fight on our cards. If he wins this 10, Oruh needs it.
Well, Ron Peterson told Abell, can you get him out of there? That kind of insinuates you need a knockout to win, and I don't agree with the corner.
Well, at least he doesn't want Abell to retreat. We're happy about that as viewers and fight fans. Abell trying to wind up with the right, and now Oruh finally doesn't wait and uncorks a short right hand, which is something he should have been doing all night. And shorten up that right, Steve.
And the fans at home should not allow the fact that Joey Abell's right eye looks horrible right now to affect how they think this fight should be scored. All the damage was done in 1 round.
Don't punch. Step
Only
out,
1 round.
step
When you
out.
score a fight
Step
round
out,
by
step
round.
out.
You're right.
But that is nasty looking right now.
One guy's going to be running out of rounds, it seems. In the 10th and final, they've never been past 6. Joey Abell. Teke Oruh, and Oruh now got Abell in the corner, and he's lining him up with the right hand. Abell trying to come back, but no steam on his shots. Last minute of this fight.
Haven't seen much of this.
Steve, there's everything on the line in this fight. You know, Abell's fought really nobody of any note. Definitely inferior competition. Oruh's been down 3 times. This is such high visibility, wonderful opportunity. A loss would be absolutely, to me, fatal for either guy.
I just don't know how much a win is going to get for either guy, because I said the winner had to win impressively to be considered a legitimate heavyweight prospect, and I don't think either guy's been impressive.
No, but at least it starts with a win. But you know what, Steve? I got it a draw.
Watch him close. Joey Abell, Teke Oruh.
Don't punch, step. Boom.
What do you say, Steve?
Joey Abell, 96 to 94.
Yeah, baby.
Think Oruh just not busy enough, huh?
Yeah, I mean, 10th round was not that good a round for Teke Oruh. You would have thought he would have let it all go, but he really didn't land more than 2 or 3 good right hands in the 10th.
Hopefully win this one. I don't know. It's close. All you got to do is throw more punches.
I was in those corners. I wouldn't be making any predictions.
Close fight, Nick. I have to think it's a close fight. I wouldn't have a problem with a draw.
And I don't want to just be nice. I wouldn't have a problem with Abell winning because he was the slightly busier guy. Both very likable people, aren't they?
They are. Joey Abell, in a sense, you can say 17 KOs and 17 wins. This is the first real fight of his life.
And he's showing it.
He got him.
While we wait for the official decision in this heavyweight main event, I want to remind you there's fabulous original programming on Showtime.
I've been waiting a long time for this.
Showtime Sunday night has 2 of the best shows on television.
My hero.
The new season of Dexter is being hailed as bloody great.
The last thing Miami needs is another serial killer.
It's mesmerizing, high-voltage entertainment that People magazine raves is not to be missed.
I really need to kill somebody.
Michael C. Hall's brilliant performance is a towering achievement.
Look at that, steady as a surgeon.
Dexter is one of the best shows this decade.
It's very empowering.
And Brotherhood is being praised as the most entertainingly dark show since The Sopranos. 5 stars.
You think I'm a monster now?
A must-see mob drama. Grade A.
They're testing you.
Think I don't know that?
Don't miss the finest doubleheader of drama anywhere on TV.
To America?
Dexter, followed by Brotherhood. Sunday, all starting at 9.
Good times.
Back here in St. Lucia, Nick Charles with Steve Farhood. Ready. Want to see what's going on with the score here. It's a very close fight. These heavyweights, Teke Oruh unbeaten going in. Will he be that way coming out?
I expect a very close decision, Nick. Very close.
Oh, yeah. Definitely volume shots. You'd have to give it to Abell. Power shots, no doubt. Look at Abell's face. You give it to that right hand of Teke Oruh. But in terms of either guy being a complete fighter, as you touched on, Steve, throughout this fight, they both got a long way to go.
No doubt, works in progress. We couldn't have expected any kind of polished performance here, and we didn't get one. It was just interesting. I really felt Joey Abell would have been better suited to go for something big early. If he wins it, he boxed his way to a win against a lethargic opponent, but let's see what the judges have to say.
Well, we're ready now as we go up to ring announcer Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 10 rounds of action, we have a majority decision. Here are the score totals. Judge at ringside, Roberto Ramirez, scores about 95 to 95, even a draw. Overruled by judges Cesar Ramos, who scores about 96 to 94, and Nelson Vasquez scores about 98 to 92 in favor of the winner, Joey Abell.
Well, one guy had it pretty wide, Steve.
98-92. Well, I think the judges got it right, Nick. Again, I wouldn't have been upset with a draw, but Joey Abell just did a little bit more. Just perhaps we were overly critical of him because we expected a little bit of an offensive explosion that never came, or at least an attempt at an offensive explosion. He fought a different way than usual. And, hey, Teke Oruh, you can't argue the decision. He didn't throw any shots.
Well, Steve, looking at Abell, well, now looking at Oruh, huge step backward, beating a guy who had really fought only inferior opposition. wasn't down. He's been down 3 times before. Showed that he had problems with a southpaw. But looking at this southpaw, Joey Abell, where does he go from here?
Joey Abell, I tell you, the next time he fights Nick, I don't know what to expect because, you know, does he fight this way all the time because he's fighting a higher level of opposition? Does he go back to trying to bang his opponent out in the first round? I mean, in this fight, at the start of the fight, there was no intention of trying for a quick KO against a fighter who had been down 3 times.
Yeah, he never really went for it. I would have liked to have seen that power jab. It's the same story we talked about. And you got to see him put punches together. An occasional hook. You know, he landed with the left hand, and there we see the scorecard. One guy even. The one had it as you did, 96-94, and Nelson Vasquez had it by a wide margin. Joey Abell wins a majority decision here tonight. So now he's 18-1, 17 stoppages, with a questionable future. We talked about his questionable credentials coming in. I don't know what he really answered coming out, but for Oruh, a step backward.
Well, I think Joey Abell, didn't look impressive doing it, didn't look real impressive. Oruh kind of made it a little easy for him, and Teke Oruh taking Abell, a lefty, as a sub on 2 weeks' notice might not have been the best strategic move either, Nick.
Exciting here in in St. Lucia in the Caribbean to see Andre Ward, the 2004 Olympic gold medalist, in action. Very polished performance, absolutely outclassed Roger Cantrell. You got to put it in context. Who did he beat? How good did he look doing it?
Well, Cantrell was unbeaten and had the heart and the toughness of an unbeaten fighter, but didn't have the skills. He came out, you pointed it out right away. Cantrell was tight, made it kind of easy for Andre Ward. And just slowly but surely, Andre settled into the fight, tried for a one-punch knockout a little too often, and I think that's why Cantrell lasted as long as he did. But Ward is still a work in progress.
Sure.
He has the talent.
Well, he's 14-0, and as we said again, he scored the stoppage, so at least he got Cantrell out of there. As far as distinguishing himself, enough to win as we wrap up this night. Andre Ward, the Olympic gold medalist, got the show started with that 5th round stoppage of Roger Cantrell, who loses for the first time.
Andre Ward, little behind some of the previous American gold medal winners, but he's young and he's very talented.
Our heavyweights' second fight of the night, Joey Abell beats Teke Oruh majority decision. He needed to build confidence and get visibility. We'll give him A's on both in that sense.
Heavyweights, as unpredictable as ever. We had a 15-second heavyweight fight a month ago. Joey Abell, all knockouts, wins on points tonight.
All right, next Friday night's anticipated pay-per-view slugfest between former champions Fernando Vargas, Ricardo Mayorga, the next event on the Showtime Sports calendar. And that'll do it for this edition of ShoBox, The New Generation. It's been a special night here in St. Lucia in the Caribbean. The executive producer of ShoBox, Gordon Hall. ShoBox produced by Richard Gaughan, directed by Rick Phillips. For Steve Farhood and our entire crew, this is Nick Charles saying so long, everybody, from the Caribbean.